Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show, and in today's episode, I wanted to do a episode, because I am going to talk on this video game by itself, doing one of those, is it worth buying videos, but, no, I wanted to, I wanted to talk on that game, and then just any other game that's designed this way, because how I look at it is like if you're trying to capture an audience on like buying your game, you have to. I don't know. Maybe they might have an in-game tutorial, or they might have something in there where it's a little bit more helpful and useful. But after last night of playing Farming Simulator 25, fam, it makes me not want to ever again play that game. I'm like, the way I was feeling when playing that game, it's like the way I feel when I play NBA 2K, or what are some other games I play when when it makes me upset. But yeah, it's like, it's just one of those games where I'm like, I don't feel good when playing it. So yeah, it's really confusing, because I'm like, fam, I don't get, why would you assume, because the game, it don't have no mini map, it don't have like no way of going to different locations when you're trying to do a mission. So they had me where I went through the tutorial. The only thing the tutorial showed me how to do was get rid, or not get rid, but I guess like getting wheat and stuff, or like I don't know how to like a term for it and things. But overall though, it was like they showed me how, I think it was to grow wheat, and then to like get it into a truck and deliver it off somewhere. But they didn't show you like, okay, how do you go about navigating throughout the map of the game? Because like I said, the game doesn't have no mini map, it doesn't have no GPS tracker to go from location to location. So you just gotta drive to the area. And the thing is this, it doesn't have, like, you know how like when some games where like Grand Theft Auto, for an example, when you're getting ready to do a mission, and then when you like drive up and like, or go into the indicator to start the mission, they don't have that. You just go to the area and it's like, okay, now what do I do? It's like, do I like, I don't know how to get my chainsaw, because I was like that. Yeah, it was like, again, the mission was cutting down trees, so it's like, okay, how do I get my chainsaw? How do I go about cutting down a tree in this game? You didn't go over that. That's like going to a classroom. That's like being in a school. You go to a classroom, the teacher explains to you quantum physics, but you're supposed to know the thing is this, they explain the first chapter of quantum physics, but they're expecting you to know everything that needs to be known about quantum physics. What sense does that make, though? Honestly. You know, in every other game that I've played, I'm like, fam, from Car Mechanic Simulator to, I'm trying to think of some other, like, even just, like, other, simulation type games. I think, Gran Turismo. Gran Turismo, in my opinion, has a very in-depth, tutorial. They have, like, its own little section, the license, to collect your license. Yeah, it's like, they have that, where it's like, it might as well be a tutorial, but if not, it's like, you're familiar with racing games, then okay, cool. But my thing is this, not everybody is going to be playing that game. And they've played other racing games before. There are going to be people that's going to be playing that game for the first time. So that's why you have to have a proper tutorial system, and not just something where it's like, oh, we're just going to go over this, and they're supposed to know everything that needs to be known. I know absolutely nothing about your guys' game. And what trips me out is that this game got a mostly positive rating on Steam. And I'm like, fam, no, when I went to go, because I originally did buy the game on Steam, and so when I bought it on there, maybe that's the issue. It's like I need to buy the game on PC and add mods, because I know the game is big on adding mods and stuff, and I'm like, it shouldn't be me to add mods to the game. That's like going to a restaurant and you're telling me I gotta cook the rest of my food, and you just let some like raw food be out there and things. I'm like, no, I came here so you guys can give me some cooked food. You gave me some halfway cooked food and then expect me to cook the rest. No, I'm not doing that. That to me just doesn't even, I spend $60 on the game, I expect to get a video game in return. But I'm like, and that's the thing that I'm so happy about, is that I bought the game on disc, because I'm like, okay, if I don't like, I am gonna try to give this game another chance, but if I don't like it, I'm definitely gonna get my money back. Or it might, maybe, all right, so maybe not be able to get my money back, but I am going to trade this game in. But I am going to actually try to see, though, if I can get my money back for that game, because I'm like, nah, to me, that just doesn't even make any sense. Well, actually, no, I don't think Best Buy has, like, I think when you open a game, like, yeah, you can't get your money back and stuff. And I'm like, fam, it's like the game is not, it's not good, bro. It's not. And I'm like, and I think it just has a lot to do with the fact that the game lacks a tutorial. And I'm like, games cannot lack that. You cannot be a video game. And then, because the thing is this, even if it's like the most simplest game in the world, like they have to, because I'm trying to think, did Supermarket Simulator, I'm just more so thinking of like all simulator games, but I'll mention other games in a moment and stuff. But I think Supermarket Sim, I think that had a tutorial. TCG Card Shop, I mean, yeah, it's a first of its kind. And them games, they don't have like a whole franchise like Farming Simulator, but it's like, the thing is this though, I know that there are people that like I'm friends with, they're in the gaming community, where I know for a fact they have not played Farming Simulator. So if they see Farming Simulator 20, so what are they supposed to do, or what am I supposed to do? Go all the way back to the original Farming Simulator game, and then I gotta buy every single Farming Simulator that came out after that? That's just a waste of money. Why not just have it? My thing is this. You know that there are going to be people playing your guys' game for the first time. They're all like, okay, so that's what I was going to do originally. I was going to get the last Farming Simulator game that they got, because I was like, oh, okay, let me just see what it's about. But then I seen that Farming Simulator 25 was coming out, so I'm like, okay, I'll just wait on it. I'll wait on this to come out. So it comes out, I buy it, and I'm like, okay, let me just see what this is all about. It looks fun, I tried playing that game on PC, and it was having issues. I think it was, with the screen, like it wasn't showing up on Streamlabs, and so I'm like, fam, what is going on? I'm like, why is this even happening right now? So I was like, all right, you know what, forget it. Refund that, get it on console, because I know games do play a little bit better or play better on console, since it seems like more games are being optimized for a console and stuff. It's not. That game's buggy too, and I'm like, maybe, I don't know, maybe they need to come out with an update, but I'm like, there's a lot of things that you guys need to fix about that game, because I'm like, I'm trying to think, I can't even think of a time where I played a game where it just lacked a tutorial that much, and they just expect you to figure out everything's on your own, and it's like, and that's the one thing that I'll see nowadays about games, where it's like, and I don't like doing that. I like to be able to just play the game for myself, but they expect you to go onto YouTube and watch all these different videos on how to play the game. Fam, why not just add a tutorial on the game so a person ain't got to go out and do those stuff like that? I'm saying, to me, that just defeats the purpose of buying the game. And my thing is this: am I buying a game to play it or to watch YouTube videos on it? That's my question, because I'm like, every video game that I done played throughout my whole life, I ain't never had to go and be like, oh, let me go watch this. If I go and watch YouTube videos about video games because I want to see how other people play the game more so in an entertainment way. I want to see them have fun with the game, not learn something about, like, and the thing is this: if I'm watching a YouTube video and then they say something in the video where I'm like, oh, I didn't know you could do that in the game, that's the only time when I want to learn something. But other than that, I do not. I'm telling you, it's on some of the most rarest occasions where I go onto YouTube and look up how to do something or how to play a certain video game, because every game that I've played, and I've had to say, when it comes down to gaming, friends of mine have said it, I've said it myself, I have a very diverse gaming library. I play a bunch of different video games. And just to even name off some, hold on for a second, just to name off some on Steam real quick. I'm going to open up Steam. I'm going to open up the Xbox, my Xbox thing on my PC. And I'm going to just look at some games right here on the side of me. But anyways, so I've played, so there's this they say it's like if solitary met poker, but there's this card game called Balatro. It took me 40 minutes to or not even 40 minutes, I think it was less than 40 minutes for me to figure out Balatro, but I figured it out and I'm good at that game. Emergency Cleanup, I think it's supposed to be Company. It's a cleaning game. I played cleaning games before, but it seems like that it's like more so recent when these games start coming out, but I'm good at that game. Dragon Age The Veilguard. This is my first time ever playing a Dragon Age game, but I overall know how to play that game. Underground Garage. It's like Car Mechanic Simulator, but it has like some racing type elements and things. But I figured that game out. I'm good at it. Supermarket Simulator, Recycling Simulator, BeamNG.Drive, Automation. And Automation, that was a game where I'm like, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, I had to figure out how to play that game, but at the same time, they didn't make it mad difficult to figure it out. Like, for the most part, the game does kind of teach you, like, as you, like, they might not have no tutorial, but I feel like that the game does teach you. It's like, if you want to build a good car, it's like, okay, we're going to have this thing on the side to let you know where to go, how to, and the, like, sections of developing your car, we're going to let you know where you need to go to in order to fix these parts. So let's say, for an example, if I have bad brakes, they'll let me know that at the corner of the screen and saying, like, hey, you're having some brake issues, you might want to go back to the settings and tweak it a little bit. Okay, cool. Oh, the car has I think it's like low compression or something like that. You might want to up the compressions. Okay, cool. The engine's not big enough. Okay, cool. The engine's too small. Okay, cool. They will let you know these things. I'm trying to think of some other stuff they didn't let. Oh, it's like the car has like too much speed. You might want to lower it. Okay, cool. It's like they tell you these things, but it's like the thing, when I was playing Farming Simulator, so there was an like a part of the tutorial where they wanted me to go and drive up to this, like, it's this thing that like collects up, like, I don't know if it was collecting up grass or wheat, but I think it was wheat. But anyways, so you have to like drive up onto it and I guess like park it in front of the truck or whatever, and then you just have to like drive along with it and collect the wheat and stuff. They didn't, so they told me I had to like detach it because I drove it out there on like some trailer thing. So they was like, okay, detach it. Now connect your truck to it. They didn't show me how to connect my truck. This truck got multiple angles, bruh. Show pictures, show videos, show something. But I'm like, fam, you're telling me to do things without showing it to me. I'm like, the question I would have for the developers behind Farming Simulator, when you very first got into video game development, I imagine you guys went to school for that stuff, right? Or at least you went somewhere and learned about video game development. Now, do you think you would have learned anything if the person pretty much just told you, oh, develop a Farming Simulator game without no guidance? They was like, develop a farming simulator with no experience. How do you think you would go about developing a Farming Simulator game? So how do you expect the player with no farming experience to just be like, oh, play our game? For what? I'm not learning nothing from it. I can create a character and talk to some random old guy that's, I guess, my grandfather and things, and he's not telling me nothing. He told that I'm telling you, the tutorial, I had to say that was one of the most worst tutorials I've ever seen in video games. That was the worst. And I'm like, man, it's just sitting down talking. It's been 24 hours since I played that game, and even talking about it right now, I'm still upset because I'm like, fam, to me, that just doesn't even make any sense. Like, last night, I actually had to calm myself down and play this other game, the card game, Balatro. Because I'm like, fam, to me, it's like, I don't want to go to sleep upset because of this game. So I'm like, man, it's that type of stuff where I'm like, hey, look, if you guys need assistance when it comes to video game development, ask for it. But just don't come out with something, build a whole franchise off of it, make it seem like, oh, this is the greatest, and I guarantee and I promise you that there are probably other better farming games than that. But I'm saying, like, with all these games, so like Destiny, that was a game where it didn't really have no tutorial. Same with the one SWAT team game, Ready or Not, Car X Street and Car X Drift Racing Online, Payday 2 and 3, Gunsmith Simulator, Monster Hunter World. What are some other games on it? Echo Point Nova, Helldivers 2, Ace Combat 7, God of War, 6 Days in Volusia, all of the Call of Duty games. That's just on Steam. What about on, Battlefield 3, Halo, Pal World. And Pal World, that's a game where I'm like, fam, I don't sit around and be playing games like that, but still, I managed to figure it out because they make the game mad difficult. And that's the issue with Farming Simulator. I'm like, you cannot come out with the game and explain absolutely nothing. And I know that there are going to be people out there talking about, oh, hey, you're having a skill issue. That is not a skill issue. That's a lack of development. Just because the thing is this, I just know that there are going to be people out there hearing, or like, you know, they're gonna hear this, or they're gonna see when I do the video talking on Farming Simulator, and that's gonna be the first thing that they're gonna want to say. And I'm like, okay, you go out there and you play a game that you've never played before, and I guarantee and I promise you, you'll understand it a lot better than me understanding Farming Simulator. Why? Because that game's not gonna take you through some loop, or not even take you through a loop at all. They're not just gonna put you into an area and just be like, oh, figure it out. And if they do, it's like, okay, well, the game is easy to figure out. But it's like, do you think with all the stuff that comes with farming, do you think you'll be able to figure out all of that stuff within one gaming session? That's why I honestly, I'm telling you that there are at times where I truly do believe that there are games that come out and they know if you like, because I think that was the one game, yeah, Black Myth Wukong, where it's like they came out and it was only a digital release. They didn't have like no physical copies of that game. Why? Because they knew people were most likely going to get frustrated with that game, lose interest, and then they just trade that game in or try to get their money back. So I'm like, that's why I'm like, with PlayStation and Xbox, they need to work on that stuff, because I truly do believe that there are developers and companies out there that are scamming people. But anyways, I guarantee, my thing is this, I guarantee and I promise you, if Farming Simulator was only a digital game, and let's say there was like, oh, well, we're only going to release it on PlayStation, that game would not have the reviews that it has. And I guarantee and I promise you, that anybody that's giving that game good reviews, maybe they played the game before, maybe they might be all buddy with the developers, they got free copies. Regardless, though, at the end of the day, somebody, and that, yeah, it's probably people that haven't played the game before, but I'm like, okay, but for somebody like myself, I had to say the one and only time I played Farming Simulator was like years ago, and I can't remember which one it was. But I feel like that even back then, it wasn't that difficult to figure out. But it's like, you just pretty much just put a person in the environment, and it's like, I'm definitely going to see about that game and see, like, what different, if they have, like, tutorials or something, so I can figure it out. Because I'm like, nah, that to me, I'm like, that's just pointless to even play that game, and you don't explain nothing. So I'm like, and then on top of that, you don't have no mini-map, you don't have no way of, like, just clicking on a mission and just doing it. They're expecting you, it's like, oh yeah, just use AI technology or the AIs in the game to just do all the missions for you. What's the point of me playing the game then? That's why I'm like, man, you know what? Hey, look, I'm gonna try to play this game again. I'm gonna try to figure it out, but I guarantee and I promise you, if you guys only see the one stream that I did of that game and then that's it, that's because I'm like, and most likely I will announce it or talk about it that I traded that game in, or I tried to get my money back at Best Buy, but I am not going to sit down and play a game where I don't have no guidance. None whatsoever. And they just be like, oh, you just got to figure it out. That's just stupid, all right? But anyways, and I'm like, you can name any video game out there where it's all like, you think it's the same way as Farming Simulator, and I guarantee and I promise you, it's most likely not, all right? So anyways, with that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. Stay tuned for the next episode. Peace.